Hello, Year 1. It's Wednesday and time for our next guided reading session. So let's see what we're going to be doing today. Okay, so to start with and warm ourselves up this morning, we're going to be doing some speed sounds. We're going to practice our set 2 speed sounds we did last week. And this week we're going to look at some set 3 split sounds. Then for our main activity, we're going to be reading the story of How to Catch a Star. Now you might remember this story from doing it with your Hanwick teachers before. Then for our task, we're going to be completing some questions on the story. And then at the end, we'll look at the answers all together. Okay, let's have a look then at our speed sounds to start with. So here come the set 2 ones first of all. Ow. Air. Oi. If that one was this one must be ooh. Well done if you could remember that one. Here comes a trigraph. I. O. A. E. Or. And the last one, R. Fantastic. Well done for your set 2 sounds. Now we're going to have a look at those cheeky, sneaky set 3 split sounds. Now, these are a little bit cheeky because they are our special friends, but they've been split up. So they don't sit next to each other at the moment because they're a little bit sneaky when they are next to each other. So here comes our first one. Now, if you're not sure and you haven't seen these ones before, we'll do some my turn, your turn. If you know them already, then you can say them with me. So our first one is O. O. Fantastic. And the picture on the back is of an alien, and we say, phone home O. O. Fantastic. Here comes our next one. I. Brilliant. And our picture on the back is of a boy with a nice smile eye. Brilliant. I. Oh, this one's one of my favourites. I'll show you the picture in a moment. The sound is A. And it's one of my favourites because make a cake A. Fantastic, well done. And the last one, ooh. Huge brute, ooh. Fantastic, everybody. Well done if you recognise some of those set 3 split sounds, or if you had a really good try at saying them with me today. Okay, let's have a look back at our story then that we're going to be reading today. So our story is How to Catch a Star. Now, quickly before we do, what we'll need today, obviously your super brain, your looking eyes and your listening ears as we are reading and talking about a story today. You will also need your whiteboard and pen. So if you need to go and pause the video now to go and get that, you can. Or if you need just a piece of paper and a pencil with you, either is fine, totally up to you. Okay, here we go. Story of How to Catch a Star. Once there was a boy, and the boy loved stars very much. Every night the boy watched the stars from his window and wished he had one of his very own. He dreamed how this star might be his friend. They would play hide and go seek and take long walks together. The boy decided he would try to catch a star. He thought that getting up early in the morning would be best, because then the star would be tired from being up in the sky all night. So the next day he set out at sunrise. But he could not see a star anywhere. He sat down and waited for one to appear. He waited and he waited and ate lunch and waited, and after dinner he waited some more. Finally, just before the sun was about to go away, he saw a star. The boy tried to jump up and grab it, but he could not jump high enough. So, very carefully, he climbed to the top of the tallest tree he could find, but the star was still way out of reach. He thought he might lasso the star with the lifebelt from his father's boat. It was much too heavy for him to carry. He thought he could fly up in his spaceship and just grab the star, but his spaceship had run out of petrol last Tuesday when he flew to the moon. Perhaps he could get a seagull to help him fly up into the sky to reach his star. But the only seagull he could find didn't want to help at all. The boy thought he would never catch a star. Just then, he noticed something floating in the water. It was the prettiest star he had ever seen, just a baby star. It must have fallen from the sky. He tried to fish the star out with his hands, but he couldn't reach it. Then he had an idea. The star might wash up on the shore. He ran back along the jetty to the beach. Then he waited and walked and watched and waited, and sure enough, the star washed up on the bright golden sand. The boy had caught a star of his very own. Fantastic listening, everybody. Well done. And I'm sure lots of you could remember parts of that story already. What a lovely story it was. And the boy was so determined to reach his dream of getting a star that all that waiting and all that trying really paid off in the end. Okay, so time for our questions. This is where you're going to need your whiteboard and your pen, or your piece of paper and pencil. Because what I'd like you to do in a moment is to have a go at either writing a short sentence to answer the question, or you can even write a key word or a phrase to answer the question. It's totally up to you if you want to set yourself a challenge of a sentence or just have a quick go at writing the answer. So I'm going to read the 3 questions to you, and then you can pause the video to have a look at the questions and to think about it. You can even look back through the video at the pages of the book to help find your answers. If you're struggling, just try your best. Be like the boy, don't give up, and have a really good try. And then at the end, when you start the video again, we can go through the answers together and talk about how we found them. So, question number 1, which is in our blue box on the screen. What did the boy do every night? What did the boy do every night? I'm sure they talked about that at the beginning of the story. Have a think about it. Question number 2, which is in our green box. What had the spaceship ran out of? And then question number 3, what did he want the seagull to do? Okay, so you can pause the video now, have a go at answering your questions, like I said, by writing a sentence or just a phrase or a key word. You can look back at the pages of the story through the video, or you can just use your super brain, because I'm sure you had brilliant listening ears. Okay, everybody, press play when you're ready to go through the answers together. Have a really good try at your writing. Good luck. Okay, year 1. Now, hopefully you've all had a really good try at doing your writing to answer your questions on the story of How to Catch a Star. So, question number 1, which was, what did the boy do every night? Now, I remember that this was talked about at the very beginning of the story, so I'm going to flick back through our pages of the story. Go back to the very beginning. What did he do every night? I'm sure lots of you have already got this answer written down. Okay, so once there was a boy and he loved stars very much. It's not telling me what he does every night. Let's have a look on the next page. Oh, here we go. Every night, the boy watched the stars from his window and wished he had one of his very own. Let's go back to our question then. So question number 1, we said, what did the boy do every night? He wished for a star. Now, some of you might have put he wished for a star. Some of you might have just written the word star. That's fantastic. Or you might have put that he looked out of his window every night. All of those are fantastic answers, so well done. Number 2, what had the spaceship run out of? Now remember, somewhere in the middle of the book, when he was trying to get the star, he wanted to use his spaceship, but he'd already used it on the Tuesday before. I think it might have run out of petrol. Let's have a look back and see. I wonder if you got the same answer as me. Oh, there we go. So here's his spaceship. He thought he could fly up in his spaceship and just grab the star, but his spaceship had run out of petrol. Fantastic. Well done if you got that answer too. Let's have a look together. Petrol it had. Well done, everybody. Now, question number 3, our last question today. What did he want the seagull to do? So again, that was somewhere in the middle of the story, I'm sure. He'd already thought about his rocket. He wanted the seagull. What can a seagull do that a little boy can't? A seagull's got wings and they can fly. Let's have a look. Oh, perhaps he could get a seagull to help him fly up to the sky to reach his star. That's what he wanted the seagull to do, to fly up and get the star for him. Well done if you got some of the same answers as us. You might have written a sentence. Fantastic if you did. You might have just written some key words to help you answer the questions, or you might have had a chat about it with your adults or thought about them in your head. Well done, everybody. Fantastic session today. Lovely listening for our story, and I hope you had a really good try at some writing as well. See you soon, everybody. Bye.